up, guys? Alexander Strength of Saad here, actually in the middle of an exam. I shouldn't be recording this video. I'm actually doing an exam for my university on a nutrition topic. I can't tell you which university or which unit because they'll probably come after me for showing you this. But I just wanted to demonstrate a point about how university education, particularly in the nutrition science field, can often be disconnected from the reality of the most up-to-date science and the practicality of what is the most sound advice to give. So, for example, question 7 here. As you can see, real exam. I can't show you any more than this, but time limit 3 hours. Time left is counting down. Okay, attempt 1. This is all legit. Okay, I shouldn't even be recording this, but I'm a bit of a nut, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to go through this. I obviously have enough confidence in myself that I'll get it done in time. So here is a question. In Australia and New Zealand, guidelines for consumption of caffeine in women during pregnancy state that the safest option is to consume. What do you think the answer is? No caffeine in the first trimester and up to 1 caffeinated drink per day, up to 1 caffeinated drink per day throughout pregnancy, 2 caffeinated drinks per day throughout pregnancy, provided nutrient intakes are adequate, or due to the lack of evidence, there is currently no recommended intake of caffeine. Well, I can tell you the answer is D, because that's what is cited in the information, in the education that we were taught in this unit. Okay, so what we can see is that there is a bit of a... I'm going to show you why there is a disconnect here, but okay. Recommendations. It has been estimated 70% of pregnant women consume caffeine. Oh, that's a lot of women. Let me just move this for you. Okay. Caffeine administered in large single doses to rodents has tetragenic effect, which means birth defects when translated to human doses are quite large and unlikely to be achieved in normal circumstances. So, okay, when we take mice models, it's like, it doesn't seem to, okay, it's not equivalent. Okay, fine. For example, a woman weighing 60 kilos will need to consume 10 to 14 cups of coffee in one sitting to achieve plasma caffeine concentrations comparable to those observed in rodents. Sorry for talking fast. I'm in the middle of an exam. Can't exactly make a 10-minute video here. So, but I probably will. So the recommendations is that there is insufficient evidence to evaluate the effect of caffeine on fetal, neonatal, and maternal outcomes. Authors recommended high-quality RCTs to be conducted in the area. This was in 2015, okay? Then I actually posted, because I'm that guy, right? I'm that annoying student who's got to, post shit in our discussion boards. I'm like, hey, because it's really important. I don't know, I just think this shit is really important. Like, pregnant women, this is life, and this is life. This is like, you don't get to choose whether your mother took caffeine, smoked, drugs, malnutrition. Like, you don't get to pick, how you grow up or what you're exposed to in the womb. And so there are millions of mothers across the world who are intaking caffeine thinking it's fine because that's what their doctor told them. But in fact, and that's what their nutritionist told them. That's what their dietitian told them, because that's what these units are for that I'm doing, to prepare you for that. And so you might get advice from one of these health practitioners, experts in the field, and they might tell you this. And it used to be right. It used to be what we believe, but new information has come out to supersede that and to show that actually this is the right answer for the exam. This is an example of, I need to put this answer in the exam to get it right. But it is wrong. It is wrong based off the following evidence I'm going to show you, okay? And it's not that I'm right, they're wrong. It's that let's learn new information, okay? This seems to be pretty important information. It's like pregnancy, child development, infants, that's pretty important. Large prospective cohort study in 2008 confirmed previous research findings that maternal caffeine intake of more than 300 milligrams a day is associated with low birth weight or fetal growth restriction. Again, it's an association. It's a prospective cohort study. Group found that average caffeine intake over 100 milligrams was associated with a reduction in birth weight by 66 to 88 grams in the third trimester. It's not really a big considerable difference. If the average birth weight, for those who don't know, is about 3.5 kilos, I'm just going to average out for male and female. It's really, there's a lot of confounding variables that could impact that amount of difference. It's not insignificant, but it's not huge, okay? but it puts a piece to the puzzle. And so what I'm going to show you then is to put more pieces to the puzzle. Just based off that, I wouldn't recommend it. I'd still probably err on the side of caution. Okay. And so here are my notes on pregnancy, because I'm been a lot of research on this topic, extreme fascination to me, pregnancy, child development, in utero health. I think it's critically important to set up the next generation. That's a topic for another day. Okay, so most practitioners are going to say it's fine, but actually what we saw is this new 2020 meta-analysis, and they skipped right. They told you in the title, no safe level of caffeine consumption for pregnant women and would-be mothers. You can read, this is a Science Daily article, and you can read more there. But to give you the summary, the cliff notes, American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists recommends that women limit their caffeine intake to 200 milligrams a day. However, findings from a recent study suggest that no level of caffeine intake consumption is safe when trying to conceive, so get pregnant, or during pregnancy. They reviewed 48 observational studies. You guys have to understand, they're going to be observational. We're not going to RCT this. We're not going to, because it's an ethics thing. Because just the fact that we think there's some observation, we can see observations of negative side effects, you're not going to get a study that's going to pass ethics to get a higher level type of study. So this is the best we're probably going to have until we, clone humans and then, do some crazy shit there. 48 observational studies and meta-analyses of maternal consumption in the last 20 years. They investigated association between caffeine intake and negative pregnancy outcomes. They looked at miscarriages, stillbirths, low birth weight, small gestational age, preterm birth, childhood, acute leukemia, overweight, obesity. The majority of studies reported that maternal caffeine intake was associated with negative pregnancy outcomes. The studies reported significant dose-response associations that suggested causal links. And many of the reports indicated there was no threshold of safe consumption. So dose-response associations means there was a dose relationship, meaning the more intake of caffeine, the higher the outcome response. In this context, the outcome response is negative pregnancy outcomes. These findings suggest that current health advice that assumes moderate caffeine consumption during pregnancy is safe is flawed, and women who are pregnant or planning on getting pregnant should avoid caffeine. But in order for me to get this question, where is it? In order for me to get this question right on my exam, there it is. This is the game you have to play. I don't hate the play, I hate the game. This is the game you have to play, where you have to play the game and put in an answer that is maybe factually or ethically, even ethically, incorrect or misguided, but to get the correct answer, there's no option E. This answer may be incorrect. All the answers may be incorrect because meta-analysis show X, Y, Z. This is not the purpose of a multiple choice questions here. I understand the limitations of universities. I understand some of them try to do that. Well, they're trying, and good universities will try and stay up to date on research. I know it's hard. There's a lot of research, but maybe this is an opportunity just for people to learn that actually caffeine intake during pregnancy, one, may not be safe, but but just as importantly, number two, that the disconnection between university education, as heralded as high as it is not the be-all and end-all. And often many of the things that we learn and professionals will purport through their university education will be misguided, incorrect, and eventually more and more wrong as more information is refined and updated and we get more research. And that's what we do. We just continue to learn from our mistakes, get better, grow. Better information leads to hopefully better results. All right, I gotta get back to this exam. Hope that was valuable. Leave your thoughts below, guys. If you've had similar experiences, I'll see you in the next one.